Hey guys, and welcome back to the hillside. Today we're in the backyard. I'm going to show you some ways that you can collect some free compost, or you want to call it harvesting the weeds, because no one likes to go weed their garden because that's just no fun, right? So if you kind of change your mind around and say, I'm not going out to weed my garden, I'm not going out to prune things, I'm actually collecting compost. I'm actually harvesting organic material that I can use in my beds and my garden to actually produce more organic nutrients, organic matter that's going to overall improve the stability, the fertility, the workability, all the abilities, of your garden along the way. So come with me. Let me show you just some easy ways that you can do, just these little things that you can do that help you collect more compost for your garden, for your yard, with very little work and very little effort. So let's go ahead and start the little tour now. Alright, so what you see before you here is actually a crepe myrtle tree, and it's in my neighbor's yard, and it always cascades and grows over the fence, kind of blocking my my walking path here. So every now and then, basically all you need to do is you come back and as respectfully as you can with other people's property, right on the property line, you're done. This one here, that's done too. That one, you're done too. Over here, that one's gone too. Okay, so I would go through and I would just go ahead and clip all of this. Okay, so you see here I went through and clipped off the majority. Well, I'll go back and do a full pruning in a minute here. I'm just trying to show you a quick visual. But all these branches on the ground right here, like this right here, that right there, those are compost. Okay, these are nice green. They're just leaves. They're going to break down just fine, and they're going to go as a great addition to the compost pile. You can throw them on whole, which I typically do, or if you really want to, you can chop them up into smaller pieces to kind of help with the breaking down of the material. Either way, it's totally fine. It's up to you. It's green material, it's free material, and it's going to grow back. Like I said, I've done this probably 2 or 3 times so far just this season. It's a continuously harvestable resource. It's not hurting the tree. These are just the new little shoot green branches that kind of pop out from where I've pruned before that, like I was saying, just grows over the walking path that just is in the way, has to go. So don't look at it as a bad thing. You're not out pruning, you're not doing a chore, you're actually just collecting organic matter. Okay, so there you go. One thing I will have to warn you about when collecting some of this this matter are seeds. Now let me show you what I mean by that. Alright, so what you don't want to do is put a bunch of seeds into your compost if you can help it. Okay, this is the same crepe myrtle tree from a different angle. If you look right here, these are the unripened seeds. Okay, so it makes it very easy with this this bush here, this tree, is it has a big seed pod and the big cluster right here, right at the end of the growing branches. So I would just clip this off as a whole, okay, just like that. And then you can go through and harvest the actual rest of the material to add that to your compost, okay? That way you avoid kind of mass producing more crepe myrtles into your compost, unless you really want to, which I'm not sure why you would, because it's really annoying, but that's a long story short. Yeah, these things drop a million seeds, so there's going to be plenty just popping up, volunteering in my flower beds as it is, as like I said, the branches kind of hang over the fence. But that's neither here nor there. That's just part of how it goes. Alright, so let me go ahead and show you some other ways you can collect some free compost in your backyard. Alright, so here we are on the stairs, and I apologize if it's a little bit shadier in this area. That's just kind of a low light area right here. But look at all these weeds right here that are growing. Okay, kind of growing over the landscape fabric. And every now and then, it's nice to just kind of go through and pull this stuff out, get that out of the way, these little viney things, and that's fine. And look at this right here. See all this? This is just kind of leaf matter that's kind of accumulated on the stairs here, these little nooks and crannies. That's awesome. That's all the humus, that's all the organic matter that's broken down. Sometimes I find worms and things like this. But yeah, so like I said, try not to make weeding a chore. Try not to make it seem like it's something you just have to go out and do, and you're just, it's miserable, it's hot, or you don't want to do it. But it might look unsightly. Have fun with it. Turn it into a game. Just see what kind of things you can find. Like right here, take this little vine out, pull that out. That's compost. This little tree, this little bush thing, puts all these little seedlings out, these little drops of little seeds, and these little seedlings pop up everywhere. So I want to get these guys out as it is. Here's some more flower things over here, pulling these guys out by the roots really easily, so that's pretty awesome. So anyhow, there you go, little nooks and crannies, hide little things, but little collection spots like right here. Check this out, just right here, more awesome compost for free. Just go around harvesting it from your property, harvesting from your yard. All right, organic matter likes to find little nooks and crannies like this to kind of break down in. It's out of sight, out of mind. You don't even realize it's there half the time. And then you come through periodically, maybe once, twice a year, however long you might have to do it, and you get to harvest it. There you go. Some more ideas to get free compost for your yard. Okay, so now we all know we have food scraps, and everybody, you put the food scraps in the compost. Awesome. Okay, so that's one thing we're producing it every day, right? You're cooking, you're eating, you're making more and more food scraps. But what can you do with it? Does it need to go through a special process? Everyone's like talking about it's need to be hot compost, and it's got to be this many degrees, and it's got to do this. It doesn't matter when you do the long term, the cold, just the natural kind of compost. You let it break down with the worms and the bugs are just going to take care of it over a long period of time. Don't use meat scraps. Don't use anything that's going to have any kind of pathogens or anything like that in it. But right I got here, I got some pineapple rinds, got some cucumbers, and I think I got some lettuce that I was going through the fridge, just kind of expired. Those are just going to go whole right into the compost, right into the all the collected stuff I'm getting, and that's going to just, you know, over time break itself down. Maybe you turn your compost once or twice, but let nature take its course. There are millions and millions and millions of bacteria out there, worms, you know, centipedes, millipedes, all the things that help break down, part of the natural cycle of breaking down organic matter into compost. Just let it work. All right, let it do its thing. Okay, that's my advice for you. So let me go and show you what I got from the kitchen, as well as one other special ingredient that maybe you don't have laying around, but if you do or know someone that does, I highly recommend it because it is amazing. All right, so check this out right here. Now this is something not everyone may have laying around, but these are basically pine shavings, Timothy hay, some old cardboard, and a whole lot of rabbit pee and poop. So a little while ago, I actually on a whim got a pet bunny. Yeah, he's the cutest little dude ever, but he's basically just an eating and pooping machine, as all rabbits are. But one good thing about rabbit manure is you can add it straight away onto your garden. It's not going to burn it up like it would a cow or other, you know, horse manure or pig manure, chick manure. It's awful. Yeah, that's another thing. That just smells just horrendous in my opinion, fresh chicken manure. But that's a long story short, right there. But yeah, but where this bedding you see has the urine in it, so it's gonna have a higher ammonia content in it, which you don't want to add that directly onto your beds, as it does need some time to kind of, you know, be worked by the bugs and the rain and these kind of things to kind of make it more, you know, it's more mellowed out, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, before you add that actually to a compost bed. However, it's going to be full of nitrogen. I think ammonia is a nitrate, has nitrogen. It's all right. Plus manure is going to break down. Plus you got the cardboard and the other wood shavings that were part of the bedding are going to break down, and it's going to be amazing. So yeah, if you know someone with a rabbit, definitely try to be on their good side and collect this valuable, amazing resource. So using this bucket right here in front of me as a starter, you can use any kind of bucket, but it's just an old 5-gallon bucket. I think it's had paint or something in it. It won't be concrete, something, I don't know, a long time ago, it doesn't matter. But to that, all I'm going to do is just start adding the compost materials that I've collected from my yard. It's just that simple. Okay, here we go. Take your bag, you got your manures in there and everything, you know, throw it all in there. All right, it doesn't matter. This right here is probably not going to break down as easy, and I'm going to take that tag off. I will do that a little bit later here when I'm trying to save some time, show you guys everything I'm doing. Yeah, just like right here, you have your bucket, you walk around the yard, you're just collecting compost. You know, maybe your goal is I'm going to fill 2 buckets of this compost, or you know, leaf materials or something, or maybe you just want to do one. You have a bigger bucket, a smaller bucket, it doesn't matter. Make it a game. You should, you know, maybe you can kind of you know, politely suggest, perhaps, your children, you get 2 small buckets and you say, hey, whoever fills the bucket up first with weeds and leaves and all the organic things, maybe you promise them, you know, you're buying some ice cream or something. I don't know. What's it worth to you, right? So right here, look, right here, growing on the sidewalk. Nope, not anymore. You, sir, you are really attached. But now you're going into compost. That simple. You, compost. You over here, more compost. All right, so that's another way you can do it. And that's what I do. I just go around about once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, and I will just look for places that leaves have accumulated, when things need weeded, like when this crepe myrtle behind me, like I said, needs cut, you know, pruned back. Just cut the shoots off, chop them all up, throw them in the compost, I'll show you kind of the finished product where I take everything to, and just wrap this video up. All right guys, so stick with me and let's go check that out. Okay, so in the backyard, it's really out of sight, out of mind. Maybe you don't have enough room to do something like this on a larger scale, and you can make accommodations, you know, whatever works for you in your situation you're growing in. But I have this little out of the way area, little hillside spot here. Grass never grew here anyways. It's underneath the tree. But this is where I just accumulate all of my compost. If you can kind of look up there, you see some more of the pine shavings. That's from the last time I cleaned out the rabbit cage. On top of that is some horse manure that one of my friends, I believe they don't own horses, but they actually collect all the compost and manure from an actual horse stable, have it delivered as a free resource, you know, for them, and they use that, and they gave me a truckload of it. So there's the rabbit shavings, there's some more compost. Underneath that is all the tons of leaves and stuff I've gathered throughout the year. This part right here, you can kind of tell it's a little bit woody, and that's from pruning some other stuff around the property. That's no big deal. That's going to break down. So anyhow, basically all I've been doing is I'll just take my my bucket compost, you dump it out. There you go, right on top of the old existing material. Maybe you want to kind of rake that over, kind of even it out, stir it up a little bit, and then the last thing you need to do is get a hose, soak it down, get it nice and soaked, get that provide all this bacteria a nice moist area. If it gets dried out or desiccated, so today's vocabulary word in the garden is to desiccate or to dry out. Anyways, you want to avoid that, especially with seedlings. That's another story. You never let your seedlings dry out like that because they will definitely die. But there you go. So that is how I just kind of go around the property collecting some compost, finding different ways to add, you know, taking weeds and things that would just normally be a waste product and turning it into something good. So there you go, guys, from the hillside. Hope you did enjoy it. Hope this video kind of inspired you to think about weeding your garden, and you know, maybe think about as harvesting the weeds and collecting compost or something like that. Because when you sell yourself, hey, I have to go out and weed the garden, nobody wants to go out and weed the garden. But you know, it sounds so much cool if you're like, I'm gonna go collect some compost, right? So maybe that's what you need to do to kind of change your mind about what you're doing, and maybe you'll enjoy it just a little bit better. All right guys, so from the hillside, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like this, and I'll see you here next time. Bye-bye.